Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. We've got some crazy updates today, starting with the EigenLayer claim. So we're going to get right into it. Before we get into it, though, I do want to apologize if you hear some banging noises. No, it's not some neighbors or whatever, but I'm actually having some changes made to my roof. So I won't be able to make videos later, so I wanted to make sure I got this done today. And also the other thing you're used to, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. Don't just listen to me. I'm just a guy on YouTube. But if you want extra coaching, guidance, and support, we do have the Web3 Secret Society. Link to that is in the description below. Now, as you guys know, EigenLayer came with a lot of drama. So when this first went live, when we first heard about EigenLayer and their surprise airdrop coming in May, I was caught off guard. I expected it in December. Some people I talked to expected it in August, but none of us could expect the thing that came up, which was number one. They made it so that originally they were treating people who stake directly with those LRT protocols, whether it's ETHFi, Renzo, etc., and then more complicated ones like Pendle and others would be what they call a phase 2. That wasn't that big of a problem. But what was a problem was they had made it so that if you wanted to claim those tokens that you've earned by putting thousands of dollars into a smart contract, effectively taking a lot of risk on what is probably one of the safest assets in the ecosystem in Ethereum, well, sorry, but you don't qualify because you are not part of a location that we're okay sending tokens with. So it was kind of rich that they were cool with taking your liquidity and, it doesn't matter. But when it came time to pay out, sorry, can't help you. Guess the VCs can eat. Now, I am happy to say that it looks like they've rescinded some of it, not all of it. We'll talk about that right now. But the EigenLayer quote stake drop claim is now open. So they've got a ton of different Twitter accounts. All you got to do is go to the claims.eigen foundation. Remember, links to everything is in the description below. I was actually monitoring this yesterday, and for some reason, it let me go to the website, without saying restricted. As you guys know, even when you turn a VPN on, it basically says, sorry, you can't do it. Well, I'm in Canada, and that is part of their restricted countries for terms of service. Despite that, I was able to click the enter button. I was able to go in, connect the wallet, check my eligibility. So you can see that right here. In fact, once you go to claim, if you're able to access the website, you are then able to see the amount you got for phase 1, in this case 75 Eigen token, the extra 100 Eigen token they were providing as a result of some of those changes, and then you're able to sort of go in and stake. So you're able to go in, and once you've claimed, as you can see here, I got 175.2 Eigen token that can be staked here. So couple things here to talk about. Number one, make sure you go and follow their blogs in case here's the update on the Eigen stake drop. I do like the fact they call it stake drop versus, airdrop, because stake drop is more realistic. It's basically you had to stake to get it and all of that. Now, they did add the extra 100, and that was a result of, people saying, hey, I had to pay high gas cost to participate. Now, one thing I thought was interesting yesterday was that I was able to not be geo-blocked. As you can see here, I'm able to go to the website. This was not possible about a week ago. In fact, it said I was restricted. I had to have someone else show me how I could claim. Well, that's not always the case, though. So I did share that while I'm in Canada, they did allow me to go in, claim, and stake if I wanted to. But if you're in the US, you're probably going to still have some issues. So, I've been watching Twitter, and we've been discussing in the private group. If you are interested in going in and getting your Eigen token still, make sure you follow these instructions. I didn't test these, obviously, because I'm in Canada and it has no effect. But from what I've heard from multiple people, both in and outside of the Web3 Secret Society, this worked. So I've linked this in the description below as sort of, I think it's like fixing the Eigen block. So check that out if you're interested. There's a video on how to do all of this. Yeah, it's annoying, but hey, get that Eigen token and you're good. Remember, phase 2 is coming out somewhat soon, and we're not able to trade the token till September. The only edge that you have is basically staking today. if you want to, or staking earlier. One more thing I do want to point out as well is you can also wait for the gas prices to go down on the Ethereum mainnet versus getting it now when everyone is jumping in, as you guys know. Now, another big airdrop update is Manta Network. So Manta Network is another dimension sort of roll up. So basically, they're a roll up, and they're doing an airdrop of sorts, much like we've seen with Dimension. All you've got to do is go to their link, and then you type in your OX address. In this case, if you're not sure what your OX address is, because clearly you have two different types of addresses, right? OX or EVM address is your Ethereum virtual machine address. You might know your Kepler address. Now, either way, easiest way for you to find out what that address is by going to the Dimension portal. Once you sort of attach your wallet in here, imagine this is not here. Imagine I'm on Dimension. Basically, I click on this, I mouse over, and it will show me both my Dimension address, which is Kepler and Leap address, or IBC address basically, and the OX address, which we use for Ethereum. So this is what I use. I just go here, you mouse over, you click on this button, and you go back here and you paste it in here. It's important to know that you need a minimum of 15 Dimensions staked on April 30th. I believe at that time point, probably like $45 of an investment, and your airdrop is proportional to the square root of your Dimension stake. This is meant to sort of cap it as your amount goes up and up. In this case, it was actually beneficial to have multiple wallets. Remember, we're gonna get more time points and figure out what the best strategy is. Now, you also stand to gain more than that if you are claiming the MANDE airdrop. And the reason for that is if people don't claim, well, you'll get a bigger proportion when that happens, okay? The next thing I'll give you an update on, I want to make this video yesterday, but I didn't have the time. The Kudus Genesis ring that I told you guys about 2 days ago, well, it sold out. I had actually posted it in the Web3 Secret Society for about a couple days and want to make sure that, our group got a chance to take a look at it if they wanted to. Within maybe like half a day of posting the video, and I'm sure it's not just my video, but I'm sure the kind of noise got around, it literally sold out. And as you guys know, I'm really bullish on this for a couple reasons. Number one, the Solana Chapter 2 saga, I mean, it more than paid for itself, right? I got that, and the airdrops I got from it were great. Also, I've used the technology with the kind of fitness rings. They're very good, very useful, and obviously something for Solana, especially if it's like a Genesis ring and the price was low at 1 Solana token. Maybe there's something specific about this, and you have the kind of exercise to earn program of sorts. So I think that's really cool, and that's why I want to get into it. And if you still want one, they're gonna have a stage 2. Not sure when that comes out, but make sure you follow Kudus Wellness. I've linked them in the description below. Also, as a reminder, guys, if you haven't or you've stopped doing it, make sure you just have banterbubbles.com open. I remember I was probably one of the first people to bring it to you guys outside of Crypto Banter. I didn't see many people talk about it. I think that was something that they didn't bother with. Well, most people who I know did it, got between $50 to $100 just having that window open for a few days. So obviously it won't be that great because everyone knows about it now, but free money is free money. It's not really doing anything. And hey, it also helps you see how the market's doing at a glance. Obviously right now it's red, so yeah, yikes. The next thing I want to talk about is Lingo. So Lingo is basically a real world asset powered reward token. They've started their social campaign. So I was posting this in our group yesterday, and basically all you got to do when you use a referral code, which by the way, I just want to mention, these referral codes can only be used 10 times. So there is a somewhat rush to them. And the reason I say this is once those 10 are used, you cannot use it anymore as far as I know. So I have included a bunch of referral codes in the order they were posted in our private group if you want access to that. So make sure you check the description below. First step is going to ApeRock and making sure you connect your Twitter and making sure you connect your email. Once that's done, once you've done both of these, you go to HODL Haven and you go in and you can get your code. So you can share that with your friends, post on Twitter, whatever. As you can see here, all 10 spots of mine were taken up. Then you go to the DYM island, and basically it's a bit of a SocialFi campaign to start. Here's different ways you can connect with it. So for me, create Lingo content. I'm going to make sure that I do some of that on Twitter, engage with the X post and all that. You'll get every 500 air miles that you get, you're able to spin. As you spin up, you want to try to win this specific NFT or token, okay? So that's what you can do right now, and obviously more is coming. Make sure you go in and check their Discord if you're interested. As you guys know, also, Sanctum is pretty big. Sanctum is the LST campaign that we've been working on. As of earlier today, their infinity multiplier has gone live. Basically, once they hit that metric, so if I go back down here, 350 billion XP was hit, and then they put a 4x EXP multiplier on that for 1 day. So obviously, what I did yesterday to preempt this was just convert a bunch of my other Solana tokens into infinity, just so I can 4x in that time period, and then I'm going to switch it back. So that's sort of the plan there. Also, this is very kind of ominous. This, for those of you who sort of have ever watched Pokemon, this is sort of like, who's that Pokemon, right? So infinite second evolution, kind of looks like a Geodude or whatever, but we'll see what that evolution is, because they did tease that as well in their program. Fabiano did make an update, sort of notice here around Sanctum. So for those of you who are wondering, if you're looking for the answer to question 2, it's Even Star Cathedral. And when you do this, you'll get a 2x multiplier on 2 of your pets for 1 day. And the next time that can go live is May 17th, because the rewards go live every Friday if they're completed. Now, there is a third riddle that people are still trying to figure out. So if you go in their Discord, people are still asking, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Well, we don't really know. We're still waiting to find out what that is. And once we find that out, we'll let you guys know. So one more update here is on data ownership protocol, the testnet and airdrop and private sale that never seems to end. Data ownership protocol is now doing this like multi-party computation ceremony. Basically, you can sort of get into this page, load it, and you get in the queue, and they're running it for a couple of days. So if you want to support, I think there might be some rewards for that. Every time I check, as you can see here, there's only 50 spots available at once. Currently 52 people are contributing, so you have to wait in line if you're interested in doing that. One more update here is on layer 3. So layer 3 has done their update on their governance and utility token, which is going to launch this summer. So remember, you guys know we've been minting a bunch of cubes or spamming a bunch of cubes across maybe 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 wallets. Layer 3 was pretty much sort of the runner-up to Galaxy in my mind for a long time. But with this, they've really come to the forefront. They have a total supply of 300 mil, with 51% of the supply going to the community. The detailed tokenomics is going to be released next month. So the initial airdrop will distribute 5% of the total L3 supply to early adopters and cube minters. There will be multiple airdrops, more details to come. My only hope here is, obviously, people are probably wondering, is it going to make up for the cost that I spent to mint those cubes? I know people had done sort of minting NFTs and doing some transactions and all of that stuff. So hopefully that stuff is covered at a minimum. And hopefully you guys are following the strategies that I had provided before on how to keep those costs low. You can also go into layer 3 and see how you did. For season 1, now that it's over, I ended up with 134 cubes. It really kind of stopped near the end. I think I got like 5 cubes in the last like 2 weeks, if that. It also shows you XP. As you guys know, they did reward XP holders, so people who had a certain level of XP with a couple dollars, so it wasn't really worth that much. I'm at level 13, and there will be a sort of multiplier which says you have to stay active to increase. The next update here is for side project of ZK Sync. So this is ZK Dogs. For some of you have already sold off your Libertas Omnibus, but if you haven't already, you have the next 48 hours. So you have until I think 3 hours from now. Like I said, I was going to post this yesterday. 1% of their token will be provided to Libertas Omnibus holders. All you got to do is go to this sort of, just go to this forum, fill in your wallet address that has your Omnibus, and then you're good to go. Another update here is on Bubble. As you guys know, Bubble is probably my favorite social fi campaign. Really like crisp, really nice, got some fantastic partnerships with Hugo Boss, Samsung, and many others. Well, they're going live on May 14th, which likely means their TGE is going to happen slightly before then. So waiting for that, and we do have some details, which is you will be getting some tokens based on NFTs you hold, and sort of some of the stuff is right here. So they're going to have a total supply of 10 billion bubble tokens, 30% community. From reading the light paper, I know it's 24%. 24 months vesting. And for you guys, Rainbow Bubbles, so this is what you get for staking these rides or IOs. They stopped as of May 6th. So if you have any sort of NFT related to Bubble, make sure you go and connect your Ethereum wallet. The link is right here. Obviously, you've got to be a holder, but if you are, you will be getting some tokens. I believe it is, I believe it's 10K for those who hold the 10 or 12K for those who hold a ride, and about 100 something thousand for those who hold the IO, which is worth like 1.4 Ethereum at this point. You also get tokens based on how long you staked, but if you unstake, you will lose everything. So do not unstake any of those NFTs yet. Wait until you receive the token allocation. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is this update on ZK Sync. Obviously, more speculation. People love to speculate on ZK Sync. OX Nobler basically said that Whole Station just added a blank page for ZKS, but leaves some important info via the API. So basically, the list date basically refers to May 16th, and that they're going to list on Binance. Those things, I mean, the Binance listings make sense. May 16th is next week. So that is very interesting. So, once again, we're going to find out if there's any sort of legitimacy to this. Don't make drastic decisions based on this. We got to wait for the info. As a reminder, this is sort of the most current version of the qualification criteria. Very spot on to what we put in the Web3 Secret Society. However, it's still not being confirmed. But of everything that I've looked at so far, this one makes the most sense. And I would not be surprised if this was the actual criteria that was used. So guys, that's all I want to talk about in this video. As a reminder, we do have an AMA following right now. So guys, if you have any questions, please come over there. And by the way, NFT Hustle, Ronnie, and I Are Nobody, great to see you. These guys posting in the chat. We got almost 77 people here, but 3 people chatting. Let's make sure that's not the case for those who hit the like button. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, smash it, please. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video with people that you know. Make sure they get that alpha. And until next time, and until probably 2 minutes, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.